Hey guys, last time I talked about the trip that Violet and I took to Italy, and we got to see the Mamertine prison and how incredible that was. And I want to talk to you about something else that stood out for me when we were walking around Italy and some of the things we saw. As we walked around and saw so much grandeur and so much beauty and so much history there, one of the things that really stood out for me was how much people were willing to sacrifice for their faith. I mean, we heard of Nero, who lit Christians basically like human candles. We saw places where Christians were killed for their faith. But not only that, we saw the amount of money and time people put in to building altars to God. Whether it was a statue, whether it was a fountain or a building. They said, this is for God and I'm going to give God my best. One of the things that stood out for me most when we went to the Vatican was we went to the Sistine Chapel. And we got to see this incredible place. And we got to see Michelangelo's painting on the ceiling. And one of the things that we were told was that he actually offered to do Sistine Chapel for free. He said, don't worry about it. I want to do this for God. Now, I understand that a great deal of the sacrifice that people made was because they thought that if they did this, if they did enough great things, if they did things for the church, then God would accept them into heaven. And we know that that's not how it works. We know that God isn't accepting people into heaven based on whether we sacrifice enough. But I did wonder how much we sacrifice for God. I think sometimes the pendulum has shifted too far the other way. Sometimes we say, okay, well, I give God an hour of my time on Sunday. I go to church. I put, a couple dollars in the offering plate. I have before, give to the homeless. I've done things for God, and we say, I've given for God. I mean, that's not what our faith is all about, and you're right, it's not. But Jesus also said that faith without works is dead. The faith without works is dead. Not our salvation, but when we talk about a relationship with God and we're not willing to do things for Him, if we're not willing to do things in His name, then how great is our faith anyway? The challenge for me as I looked around, and I hope the challenge for you, is that how are you sacrificing for God? Are you sacrificing for God? Are you looking at your finances, your time, your relationships, and saying, you know what? God is going to get the first fruits. He's going to get the first fruits of my finances. He's going to get the first fruit of my time. He's going to get the first fruit of how I relate to other people. He's going to get the first fruits in every aspect of my life because it's God.